walking out on stage to a baseball stadium every night and then getting to watch Weezer, Green Day, and Fall Out Boy. And
No matter how far I go, I'm always in the back here.
The Interrupters have finally released their much-anticipated fourth studio album, In the Wild. The high-energy four-piece ska punk LA band pours their heart out while getting their fans up on their feet.
it's a dance party every time we play a show, and by the end of it, everybody is drenched in sweat. Our fan base is really like one big family.
As a band, we're a family. We just sort of extend that to everyone in the room.
Amy and Kevin, you're married, and the other two dudes in the band, those are your brothers, Kevin. If disagreements or things come up, are you able to separate and know this is a band argument versus this is about the dishes in the sink argument? Shut up.
A lot of the time, Kevin will say, who are you talking to right now? Like the producer, your husband?
Yeah.
Do you need a friend?
Player? Which one am I right now? What hat am I wearing?
Yeah. What do you need me to be? And I'm like, okay, I need to talk to the guitar player right now.
Yeah.
Did you all kind of gravitate to your current instruments and roles in the band, or did that change over the years?
I mean, I like to say that it happened organically because I started out on the drums and then decided it was too much exercise and the guitar just looked cooler. So as soon as I grabbed a guitar, Jesse, my brother, gravitated towards the drums, and you know, there was a bass left over. So Justin went on the bass, but he ended up being a very good bass player.
You left a child out in the wild, and I was raised by wolves. I was raised by wolves.
Since you've known me, I've said that phrase. Like when I'm doing something and I screw it up, I'm like, well, I was raised by wolves. It's just something I've always said. And then one day I just started singing something that I always had kind of said. It felt like my anthem. It felt like this song that had been in me for my whole life that I just finally kind of could put words to.
I was raised by wolves.
You're out in the forest. Where are these woods at, by the way?
Those woods are near Big Bear in California. You know, we're from LA. And when she had the idea, she's like, I envision myself in a forest singing the song. I remember saying, I bet we could find something that kind of looks like a forest around here. No, we had to drive 2.5 hours up a mountain into high altitudes because that is the closest thing we can get in LA to a real forest.
We only had 4 hours of sunlight, so we had to get it done really quickly.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had helicopters overhead, and we're like, hopefully we don't get in trouble for this.
Yeah, we didn't have like permits to shoot or anything. We just went up there and hoped for the best. And we're very, very happy with how it turned out.
Another track on the album that I recommend people click right over to is Kiss the Ground. Very reggae feel.
Sometimes when you're low, you gotta kiss the ground. Yeah.
I saw this documentary, Kiss the Ground, and I just kept thinking about that phrase and what it meant to me. And I found it to be really interesting. And then I was just thinking, you know, when you're at your lowest, sometimes the best way out is just, even though you don't feel like it, even though it's the last thing you really want to do, the way out of that darkness, the way out of that depression is to think about all of the things you're actually grateful for. Like force yourself to think like, I am actually quite blessed. I have all these, you know, things to be grateful for. And that can pull you out of the darkness when you're at your lowest.
How does it feel to have basically poured your heart and soul out to your fans?
This album is my life story. It's a very autobiographical tale. And so I feel like the record kind of doesn't make sense if you don't understand what my story is and my perspective and kind of what happened. So I'm hoping that in telling my story that other people out there can feel less alone, and maybe it'll help somebody who's looking to find some hope.
Took me a long time to come clean. To be honest, the truth's so ugly.
It's a deep song, but it's a hopeful song because it's about looking at yourself in the mirror and actually making peace with who you see in the mirror. And you can dance to it, which I think
Yes.
is
It's so bouncy.
It's so bouncy, yeah.
No matter how far I run, I'm always in the back here. No matter how far I go, I'm
I started writing it 10 years ago and I couldn't finish it. It was my realization that this is just always gonna be a loop. There's never a way out until I actually stop, look at the monsters and the dragons that I'm running from, and look at myself in the mirror and stop running, stop numbing, and be true and just be real with myself. And so that song is actually a celebration. When I was actually able to do that, was when I was finally able to finish that song, which is why I say it took 2 years to write the song, but it actually took me 10 years to write the song. But it took a lot of work internally to be able to write that song. And it feels like a victory.
No matter how far.
The Interrupters have been together for a while. We're looking at 11 some odd years, 4 albums. At dinner time, I like to play best and worst, high, low, roses and thorns, if you will. You know, putting you on the spot, what's the high and the low of those 11 years and 4 albums?
Whoa!
Well,
I feel like Dewey Cox. Like my whole life just flashed before my eyes.
Every time we think we have the band high, there's another one and another one, and it's been crazy. I mean, like, coming out of the pandemic, our very first tour back was opening up the Hella Mega Tour, which was Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy, and it was all in baseball stadiums.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as highs go, like walking out on stage to a baseball stadium every night and then getting to watch Weezer, Green Day, and Fall Out Boy and have Green Day end their set with fireworks. It was just like, it was
surreal.
Especially after 2 years of no live music.
And I think also RuPaul introducing us on the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
There you go, that's what I said.
It was pretty awesome.
Here with the song In the Mirror, the Interrupters.
We have lots of highs. We're very, very lucky for all of the highs.
Yeah.
My low was falling off stage in Salt Lake City and breaking my arm and then having to tour for 2 months with a broken arm.
Yeah. There was no days off after that.
No.
but we're grateful for everything because of the lows, we get to appreciate the highs so much more.
Thanks for watching Access TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know, just let us know what your favorite Access TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.